Everybody, it's me, Daniel, although you may know me as Cat Bergerson, and today we're actually going to sidestep from Zelda for a quick second because I want to talk about one of my other favorite games, and that's Pikmin. Pikmin 3 Deluxe comes out in 10 days from the time I'm recording this video. Now, I played the original release of Pikmin 3 on the Wii U so much. It's one of my most played Wii U games, if not my most played Wii U game. So I wasn't sure if I would even bother giving the Pikmin 3 Deluxe demo a try because I'm like, well, I've seen all of this stuff before. But I decided, what the heck? I wanted to see what was new and what was different, and guess what? There's actually a lot that has changed, particularly with the controls, but there's a lot of small tweaks here and there that make the Deluxe version of this game quite the improvement over the original. So going through the entirety of the story mode demo, here are all of the changes in Pikmin 3 Deluxe. So the first change, and probably the most major one, is one of the first things you'll be prompted with. It's the controls are totally different. Instead of ZR for the whistle, it's now going to be B. Using that whistle and turning the camera at the same time is not quite as easy as it used to be, but don't worry, there's a lot more changes and improvement that will outweigh that one small gripe I have. A is still to throw. The next thing is the targeting system has had a huge overhaul. It's way snappier and doesn't force the camera to zoom way into whatever you're targeting anymore. So you can target things much quicker and toggle between what you're targeting much faster. I can't stress enough how much this will aid speedrunning and things like that. This is really minor, but there's moments where there's like this typing on screen. You'll see that basically between each in-game day, and there's a small touch of vibration added with the HD rumble that actually makes it kind of almost this feedback like you're typing it. It's kind of just a neat touch that wasn't in the original at all. There's a lot of little tweaks to the visuals that make the environment a little bit brighter, just like the ground colors and things like that, and especially in the interior of the cave. Now this is a weird small tweak as well, but this actually harkens back to Pikmin 2, something that the Pikmin did that they didn't do in the original release of Pikmin 3, and that is when they finish a task, if you're standing close by, they'll automatically rejoin your squad and start following you again, so that you don't have to whistle at them. If you're not close by, they'll just return to their spot like normal, like they do in the original. When you step into the cave, there is a data file here about the radar that didn't exist before. Small little change. And when you encounter that first destructible wall, in the original, Alf would remark on it, but basically you'd still have free control. In the Deluxe version, the camera actually pulls into it and locks onto it, and you have to use the charge feature, or it's recommended at least that you do, in order to break it. This charge feature is also greatly improved over the original games. Oh, there's also a lot of these Nectar Eggs added in here. So if you're concerned about leaving Pikmin in the ground so that they can sprout flowers, which make them stronger and faster, there's ample opportunity to get a full squad of flower Pikmin before you get to the first boss because of how many of these eggs there are. And because of the enhanced lock-on and charge feature, there's no more having to sort of awkwardly walk your squad through the nectar to get them to drink it. I'm not sure what the deal is. Maybe it's just them trying to draw more attention to it, but there's stripes painted on this wall. That's kind of just something else. After breaking this wall and getting the tutorial with Brittany about how to swap between leaders, there's two spots where they added this little screw in the ground so that you can target that spot more easily. Both spots in this level where you have to throw Brittany or Alpha across a gap have this ability to target there. Oh, and right after you get Brittany and grab this lemon, there is this data file which has been moved to this spot. Now this was after one of the breakable walls in the original game, but it's been moved here so that you get it as soon as you get Brittany and learn how to use the go here feature in order to command one of the leaders so that you can split up your squad almost right away. Now this is actually huge relief for me because on subsequent playthroughs when you already know about this feature and you want to start using it ASAP, having to go through this segment and wait to use it and not be able to is just kind of a drag actually. So being able to use it right away as soon as you have two characters available is a huge relief. The L and R button both now function as ways to toggle between the type of Pikmin you're using, instead of just toggling between them in a set order, which means if say you have a group that has 5 different types of Pikmin in it, and you're scrolling through them and accidentally scroll just one button press too far, you can just scroll back the other direction through them instead of having to go through all of them over again, which can be a huge time saver. And the way you switch between your leaders is also different. Again, instead of scrolling through them in a set order, you're now given this little menu that pops up and you have to choose the other captain that you're wanting to select here. At least I assume that's how it's going to work, since we're presented with this menu and having to choose between Alf and Brittany rather than just toggling between them like in the original. Also, something worth mentioning is that the usual sort of fog of war that covers the map is greatly reduced. In the original release, the map would basically fade out of existence, or fog of war, in areas that you hadn't explored, but here they're just sort of darkened out. Also, enemies appear on the map in story mode, not just the challenge missions as these green blips. They did not before. The boss in the demo, the Armored Maudad, is once again, thanks to the enhanced charging and targeting features, so much easier to beat. Also, these data files with tips on how to defeat the boss, the Armored Maudad, are now out in plain sight. In the original version, they were actually hidden in the mushrooms around this boss area. And I'm not gonna lie, the first time I fought this guy, I didn't find those data files until after defeating him. So it's nice to see that they're more accessible. Because of these improvements, I was actually able to beat my own record time through this area, actually being able to get through the whole thing, rescuing Brittany and beating the boss in a single in-game day. And that's something I've never actually managed in the original release, because you spend so much time extra just fidgeting with things or targeting things. But because of these improved controls, hitting something like a skitter bug without having to sort of precisely position yourself to target it correctly. And then that ends the demo after that second day. Now, I wanted to try out side stories, but it's not available in the demo, so you really just get this taste of part of the original story mode. But I'm really impressed with all these tiny little tweaks. I know they sound super minor, but because it's the controls that are improved, it goes such a long way to improving it. Anyways, guys, that's kind of all I've got for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know if you're gonna get Pikmin 3 Deluxe or if you think you'll pass it up. Honestly, just try the demo out. It's free. Decide then if you like it, because it's one of my favorite games. I'm glad it's getting something of a second life on Switch. So anyways, guys, that's all I've got. Let me know in the comments below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye for now. Thank you so much for watching this video. I want to just take a moment to say thank you to my lovely supporters on Patreon. In particular, I need to say thank you to those who supported at the cheese tier or higher. That includes Tetra, AJ, and Brenda. So thank you so much to you guys for the support. Love you all, and I will catch you guys in the next video.